it's those subtle patterns that we don't recognize that play out in everything we do. Now, how would those patterns, which affect the workplace and the living and loving organization, how would you offer something that a person could investigate, challenge, experiment with in their own lives on a daily basis or even in just a moment to where they might have a shift in their own paradigm?
I was just reading a Substack article by Philip Goldsmith, he writes it, he calls it practical spirituality, and he told a story about um, how he woke up one morning and looked out his window and noticed that the barn and the fence on his property very nearby was ablaze in fire. And he talked about how the mind took over, and you know what do I do now? And call 911. Okay, we did that. Now what about what do I pack? And I probably should get dressed. Or what about this? And just um
Yeah, a
and,
thousand permutations
and
happening
he
almost simultaneously.
and he talked about how in all of the spiritual traditions, and he follows the Bhagavad Gita as his path. They talk about creating a state of equanimity
Hmm.
where when you're in that state of equanimity, no matter what happens, you respond with calm and directness and all of that.
Right.
And he goes, I thought I lived that way, but when really push came to shove, I probably was more equanimous than I would have been 3 or 4 years ago, certainly more than I would have been 10, 20 years ago, but I still got a ways to go.
Well, you still got a
I
burning
just,
barn to deal with, right?
if we learn to move from the head to the heart, to learn the art of creating that state of equanimity, they call it. I call it heart-centeredness. Um, but it's that place where I said at the earlier, where the body is vibrating at the same frequency of the universe. And what I find that allows me to do is it allows me to look at the mind chatter. It allows me to look at what's going on around me, take a breath, accept it for what is, and then respond accordingly. And it's with calm and ease and peace. So if I was to share one thing people should practice is I would say that compassion and heart-centered living.